Meeting to order. We'll take a roll call. Tom?
Here.
Pat?
Here.
Dar?
Here.
Maureen?
Here.
Bailey?
Here.
Let's all stand and say Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is public comment. Anybody in the audience would like to speak to the council? And it has to be on the agenda. Now would be time to step up, state your name, your address, and your comments. Seeing no one jumping up, we're going to move on to the next item on the agenda, the consent agenda, regular city council of August 23rd, cash balances, accounts payable, payroll, and the receivables.
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion made and second, approve the consent agenda, the 4 items I had read off. Is there any other discussion on the motion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Reports of standing committees. We're going to start out with Public Works. We got the storm sewer install, River Terrace and Kant Street, and Rob is gone and he's part of Public Works. So who wants to present this one?
I'll take it, Mayor. So, this past summer we had a rain event and the discharge from one of our storm sewers caused a bit of flow onto the property of 89 Terrace Street. It resulted in the water getting to the windows, and luckily the windows were sealed so no water went through. However,
Please step to the mic, they're saying.
What's that?
You go to the mic.
He's not getting picked up?
That microphone on the desk, move it closer.
And I'll try it.
Are you good?
Yes? No?
Go to the podium and try it. See if that one works better.
Trades.
Yeah, trades.
Is that one working better? All right. So the property at 809 Terrace Street, we had a rain event where the water from the storm outlet pipe was actually causing enough flow where it got up to the windows. Luckily the windows were sealed so no waters got through. However, as a result, one of the things that we would like to do is actually remove that discharge and extend the storm sewer so it actually goes all the way to Canton Street. Mm-hmm. And then flows from Canton Street. Overall, what we're looking at for a cost for the storm sewer pipe of $260 with seed erosion mats, and then a 10% contingency is $9,779 that would be coming out of the storm sewer fund. We had a positive fund balance of approval for that fund of $25,852. So if this project were approved tonight, we'd still have a projected fund balance at the end of the year of, or I should say a projected, it's not fund balance, a projected increase or in the black, if you will, of $16,073 for the year.
So the pipe we're extending is going to be the same size as the discharge, so it's not like you're reducing it or it's going to affect it.
That's a 2 foot coming out now. And the foot we're going to put on was 2 foot.
And we're burying it and tapping it into the existing storm sewer in the street, and we're doing it ourselves.
There's a bunch of trees to clear out, but the fill that we need, we have our fill. We have the black there.
Sure.
Everything.
Do we do a street project on this street yet or no?
Oh, no.
No.
Too new.
I don't know what this is. It's too
new.
Up past the fireworks up in the St. Clair Bluffs. Yeah.
Oh, so new.
Yeah.
Buried
20 years now.
Oh, yeah, my
Kind of
gosh,
tossing
that's
it around,
great.
because right where we're going to tie in on Canton, we might need like a 5 or 6 foot between the two and rip wrap it and make a rebar cage so the kids can't get in there. That's one of the problems with this one right now is, what's her name? Scab's sister, I think. But they have an autistic kid.
No, you're thinking of Henniker, Nancy Henniker.
Nancy, yeah.
Nancy Henniker, well, it's Nancy Perez.
But that's the house that the water's going up against.
Okay.
But their child has gone up in that culvert a couple of times.
Oh.
So it'd be nice to get it covered.
All right, so you might not tie in right away?
Oh, we're going to tie into that.
No, that in,
right at the road, I might not, just because
that's what I mean.
There's water that comes in the backyards.
Right, you're still going to get runoff in the backyards.
Maybe run that direction, and then that last 5 foot, it can drop in.
It's like
rather than, we were thinking maybe storm, some yard drains, but
I know what you
leave
mean.
an opening and rebar, make a cage.
Right, it's a
So we
big,
won't need any yard.
big beehive receptor, basically.
Yep, it'd be a big beehive.
You know, the other side, that flows, on the other side of the street, that empties into that long, what do they call those, gullies?
Drainage swales or whatever.
That go all the way down to the river.
Yeah.
Ravines.
Ravines,
Yeah.
yeah, and that comes up pretty high too in a bad rain.
Right. And the only time twice now it's been an issue when we had them 4 and 5 inch rains.
So then the only thing I'd, ask you, which I know you do, but then we'd have to check that periodic after heavy rain to make sure the inlet at that big opening doesn't get
And
plugged.
we have numerous ones like that, like Gibbs Street, that one we always have to make sure.
Just go down and check it.
We make sure it's.
Well, but after every big rain is usually where it piles up, so,
Exactly.
okay.
And this year now we've been taking care of all of our,
Storm inlets.
all of our holding ponds, cleaning them out.
Okay.
So we're not so apt to get all that junk if we keep them mowed and keep it nice.
Okay. All right, any other questions for?
Yeah, I took the time to go down there and walk the whole proposed area and look it over. And I had some questions about not 809, but 801, 803. It looks to me like, the backyard there's a drop off that's straight across, like somebody took some bobcat or something. And
That's like a rock retaining wall.
Okay, all right.
They ran into a lot of rock. What we would do is take like the first foot of that off
Yeah,
and put that over the top of the pipe.
okay.
The pipe will be covered and it'll be a little swale, just
All
a
right.
slight one for any water to come down with it.
So there's going to be entrances all along the length of that pipe?
Nope.
No.
Nope, just, all
The
right,
backyards will hit that swale
yeah,
and that's where that's going to drain. But all the water that's coming out of that pond now, or underneath the pond actually, for its pipe,
yeah,
that'll be into the 2 foot we're going to put in.
okay,
And then we're just gonna head that right to the road, so that there's no chance of getting them houses flooded,
yeah, and I
If you
understand
walk it, you
that.
can see like pallets and everything in there, a
Yeah,
lot of junk in there.
I understand that, and I was mentioning to the mayor a couple of weeks ago that the city's going to be coming up more and more against these odd rain events that are climate change related.
It is.
And it's going to become an issue in other parts of town, and I'm sure you're on top of it. But
We have other ones, but this was probably the worst one, because we got there probably 5 hours after that hard rain.
Yeah.
And there was still a mud stain, up on the windows about that far. How it didn't get in the basement.
Oh my gosh.
There were must have been Anderson windows. I mean, they did like,
Wow.
And then, yeah.
That's
it was something. I mean, it should have
Yeah.
poured in that basement and it didn't. Yeah. But we don't want that to happen again if we can avoid it.
So we have the money to do this, so I could entertain a motion to approve going forward.
Motion to approve the amount of $9,779 to install the storm sewer on River Terrace Street and Canton Street.
I'll second it.
Motion made, second, approve the $9,779 to do the project on, as she said, Terrace and Canton. Is there any other discussion on the motion?
Yeah, I just want to ask about those catastrophic events.
Yep.
You know where the tough spots are right now, and could you put that into your long-range plan, Mike, so that we start ahead of time to take care of them rather than...
Yes, and we have been.
Okay.
This spring, right up until now, we've been taking care of a lot of them. That it's just time consuming.
Yeah.
It's not costing us anything. We're able to do it with the equipment that we got. So we're getting by that way. But this one here, we have to buy pipe.
And what's crazy is a lot of things back in the day were figured for a 100-year flood or 100-year rain. Well, no, 100-year rains. Like Tom and I were talking, probably come every 30 or 50 years. So that's
more.
So how well do you? How much?
They're here now.
yeah, it's
So.
Yeah.
and this is facing every community in America and the world.
To stop and talk.
Yep.
And some are foreseeable and others are unforeseeable.
Unless you're Saudi Arabia, then you just make your own rain.
Or you buy it from other places.
I'll just leave it there.
All right. Any other discussion on the motion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We got a resolution 2121, designating representatives for the West Central Biosolids Facility, which basically would be our voting members for the biosolids, correct? And we have Mike and Matt designated because Matt is going to replace Dennis. So I think that's why we're putting Matt instead of Dennis. And Matt's going to get his information from Dennis. And then we got Mikey Kinnaman, which will also be there. So any questions, any thoughts? Jane, Matt? It basically says what it says. So they're our representatives, kind of our voting member for that, because we are a member of the biosolids facility. Do we get 2 votes, or just you're the representative, we get 1 vote, basically? Do you remember?
I think it's just one.
Yeah, okay. But you two, so we got 2 people, Matt being the treatment plant operator, Mike being the public works director, however we want to look at it. So if no one has any other questions, I'd entertain a motion to approve resolution 2121.
I would make the motion to approve resolution 2121.
I'll second it.
Motion made, second, approve resolution 2120, resolution of the city of Prescott designating representatives for the West Central Biosolids Facilities, which again, as I stated, would be Matt Holman and Michael Kinnaman. Is there any other discussion on the motion?
Do we figure out what our membership stuff was?
There's a next meeting coming up.
That's what that's for?
I think that's what that's going to be about. So.
Okay.
Thank you. Any other discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next item on the agenda is what I think Bailey's kind of asking about. We had a West Central Biosolids meeting a month ago, and Rob brought it up at the last meeting. Now here, I think they're bringing us back together, saying, "Hey, everybody, we kind of broke it down. Here's what it might cost each municipality. Should we move forward with the whole kit and caboodle, or do we piecemeal it and it goes up as you wait?" Mike and Matt will go for sure. Now, if 1 or 2 council people want to go, just as a representative, you can, just to help understand. If you trust Mike and Matt, then you wouldn't have to. But if you want, put it on your calendar. September 29th, 6 p.m. at the same place we were last time. If not, for sure, Mike and Matt will go as our representatives. And
what was the day?
September 29th, 7th, right there.
Thank you.
And I might go. I don't know, Matt, were you thinking of going?
Yep, I have it on my calendar.
So maybe 3 or 4 of us go. But if anybody else wants to, it's fine.
Stay in Ellsworth?
We'll get the numbers.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Rob and I, just
Okay,
because
number cruncher, so I don't mind.
I know, I was crunching numbers when I was there.
Supper club there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Is that the one they actually, is that the DNR office now?
No, it's a restaurant just for the DNR. Phoenix is right there.
Okay,
Yep, Phoenix. Yep.
Yeah, the Phoenix.
So I know Bailey and Rob went, and if Bailey goes and Rob, since they're on Public Works, I might let them go, and then Matt, and we got a couple others. Just be a good representation knowing that we give a hoot. Okay? All right, thank you. Next item on the agenda is change order number 1 for the courtesy dock. Who wants to present that one? Oh, I guess Seth wants to talk. Go ahead, Seth. Step to the, well, you might have to make sure you got the right speaker. See if that one works. Testing.
Testing.
Hey, all right. Go ahead, Seth.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Nice to see everybody face to face. It's been a while.
Yes.
So I'm stepping in for Greg tonight. What you have in front of you is a small change order for the courtesy dock, as well as final payment. So the change is the amount of work that was needed relative to the mussel survey was more than we expected, and that was because DNR was changing the area that we had to look for mussels relative to putting in the dock. So that's the $5,820 additional dollars. Your dock company is the one who's already paid that, so they paid for it up front, so we're reimbursing them through this final payment. Greg did walk the area with Mike, and they went through the punch list, and everything is done. So this would be the final payment of $43,485.75.
All right, any questions? Not, I think we can motion to approve the change order as well as the final payment with 1. Is that okay now? Should we split them, you think?
We should split them because it's grant money.
Okay, so I'll entertain a motion, unless there's questions, I'll entertain a motion to approve the change order for $5,820 for the mussel survey.
I would make a motion to approve the change order for the amount of $5,820 for the mussel survey.
Second.
Okay, motion made, second for approve the change order for $5,820 for mussel survey. Is there any other discussion on the motion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Now I'll entertain a motion to make the final payment of $43,485.
We'll make that motion.
Second?
Motion made second to approve the third and final payment to River City Welding, the amount of $43,045.75. Is there any other discussion on the motion?
It looks fabulous.
Yes, it does. It's very awesome. I think a lot of people said
Looks great.
They think it's great, so good. Anything else? If not, I think we're going to take a roll call, right? Or not? No. Okay. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And we got those two taken care of. Finance Committee, we got a meeting coming up October 6th. So put on your calendars, October 6th, 4:30. Is that we're gonna? I think 4:30. We'll probably do something deep because each department head's going to come in, get 20 minutes, half an hour. Then we're going to hash out the numbers.
What time did you say?
4:30 we're going to start. If you run a little late, let me know, but I think we try to go 4:30, and at 20-minute, half-hour increments, we're done with the department heads by 6 or something, 6:30, and then we hash out a little bit more. If I'm not mistaken, don't we? We're done by 8 usually at the latest, because everyone's pretty efficient. We know we only talk about changes, not the paper towels they bought last year. We want to talk about them this year, so. All right, so mark your calendars. Parks and public property, anything we need there?
We have a meeting next week, which is our regular cadence meeting to discuss the trail projects.
Okay, what day? Just
20th.
The 20th, and then the information meeting.
Yeah.
Yep, and then
The informational meeting next Wednesday with, we sent out letters in the concept plan for the riverfront project, so those went out to the businesses, so we'll be having that meeting at 6 p.m. next Wednesday to go along with our committee meetings on Monday.
Right, Wednesday the 22nd.
5 o'clock on the 20th.
Yep.
6 o'clock on the 22nd, and I have something at 6 p.m. on the 16th. Is that correct, or is that the wrong month?
6 p.m. on the 16th.
Did I put that? Is that supposed to
we
be
have
October
a 3-month
16th?
regular cadence meeting, so there's probably our regular October meeting.
Did I put that in the wrong month? Is that
October 16th, maybe?
Yeah, it probably should be October. Yeah.
Let me look. October 16th would be a Saturday.
Nope. I'll go look it up. It'll be on the calendar.
16th.
So October 14th,
Yeah.
Councilmember Knox, that's the meeting we have with Lake Street residents at 5 p.m.
That's on that too. All right, so thank you. Next item on the agenda is license, Class B beer and liquor license for Muddy Waters Investments. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they were sold. So the new owners need to get their licenses in their name.
I wondered why this was in here.
I would make the motion to approve the Class B liquor license for Muddy Water Investments.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion made second to approve the Muddy Waters Investment LLC Class B beer and Class B liquor license. Is there any other discussion on the motion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Ordinance Committee, do we need anything there? Is there any meetings coming up? Just had one tonight?
We just had one tonight.
Okay. All right, so that'll come
We're good for a while.
Planning Commission, we won't have till first Monday in October, so that's there. Health and Safety, anything?
Nothing at this point.
All right. Personnel?
We're going to meet in 3 months.
Okay. Yep, we had a meeting here, was it last week?
Yeah.
Yes, we'll have another in 3 months, so that's nothing there at this point in time. Well, we might, the only thing got coming there is a police union contract, right? That's coming up.
Right.
So that'll be part of our budget too. All right, then we're down to communications and new business. Or public comments, it says. Anybody in the audience? Does the paper want to speak to anybody? Just checking. Melissa wants to get on there. She said one of these days say hi to her mom, but I guess not tonight. Any other public comments from the council?
Well, let's make sure we thank Prescott Days Committee.
Oh,
They did
yeah.
a really great
Fabulous.
job.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank the Prescott Days Committee and gang. I think I didn't hear any issues and I think it went well.
I do too.
So thanks for the crew
I
to
thought
help
they did a
set up,
really
take
good
out.
job.
You did.
Absolutely.
Patrick?
Do we have an update or how we're doing on timing with the construction coming into the city on the highway? Are they, as far as we know, are they on schedule, behind schedule?
So that's other business, just because it is. It's not a public comment.
Gotcha.
So.
Okay.
Other business, Mike, have you heard?
I think they're on schedule. Like
They can't really hear you on TV.
Well, they're going to be on F from F to Prescott. That's going to be down here shortly.
They're going to open it back up, though.
That's what I hear.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Right.
Had some folks.
Yeah, just so you know, if you go on the DOT website, it kind of tells you there. And I think it's like middle end October is their supposedly final. But sounds like they're opening up sections as they can, so.
Kind of like E, they'll be doing where E comes out to River Falls.
I hear some people say it's open.
F to Prescott, it'll be the bit in between there.
This is going to be October, yeah.
Right, but at least you can get from some of the main roads into town.
All right, so FYI, and I don't know if you want to try to throw it on Facebook, the DOT connection or website, so people if they have questions can go look. That's up to us. It don't matter. Any other business besides that? Council, staff. Other business?
One other, Mayor.
Yep.
So this Friday, we are going to be updating our computers with CIT to 365 migration. So there will probably be an email out to all of you just because we're going to be switching over to dual factor authorization or authentication, I should say. Mm-hmm. So your first time logging in, you might just get a text that requires you to enter a code. It's only going to hopefully happen only once every couple of months, ideally, from what I've been told. So we'll be sending out, once we get that information, how that works, sending out an email to you just to let you know the updated process.
All right, thank you.
Jane, you look thrilled.
I am. I just love when you have to put those extra numbers in.
We're all going to get kicked off again.
Just know. Oh, yeah. It's a good thing.
All right. After other business, we got an appointment of the Prescott Housing Authority Committee, Sheila Dunn. I think I brought her up last time, so I'm looking for a motion to approve her.
I make a motion to approve Sheila Dunn to the Prescott Housing Authority Committee.
Second?
Motion made second to approve Sheila Dunn for the Housing Authority. Any other discussion on the motion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I still need someone for the Board of Appeals, if anyone thinks there's someone that would really love to serve their community. Doesn't help that the phone book doesn't have anyone's phone numbers anymore. Next item on the agenda is closed session pursuant to 1985-1E, deliberating. Basically, it's a discussion on assistance of basically 445 Court Street and discussion of sale of land outside Prescott.
Motion to go into closed session.
Second?
Motion made second to go into closed session pursuant to 1985-1E. Any other discussion on the motion? If not, it's a roll call. Pat? Let's go into closed session.
Aye.
Maureen?
Aye.
Bailey?
Aye.
Tom?
Aye.
Dar?
Aye.
We are now in the closed session. Thank you everyone for stopping. Those that we don't want here, they can leave now.
You can go, Mike.
Mike can leave, yeah.